Well, I'm here to speak about the scene from Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, in which the character that I play, Imran, finally comes face to face with his biological father, played by Nasir Bhai. I do remember very clearly that it was one scene in that film that, from the time that it was on paper, was something that I felt very nervous and very anxious about. Imran was the kind of character which, who was kind of the, on some level, if like the humorous guy, the one who made you laugh through the film, always up to something. And this was the first time that we really got a chance. I would say, with the exception of the poetry, but that was still in narration, where you got a glimpse into a very different side, the vulnerable side of Imran. So that was one aspect of it, because it required a very different, or it required to dig a lot deeper into the psyche of the character. And also, of course, the other thing that was very daunting was doing a scene with Nasiruddin Shah, somebody whose work and whose talent, we all admire tremendously. So really, it for me, what was important was just really listening to what Zoya had in mind emotionally for that scene, what it was that she was trying to achieve with that scene. And really, it was a scene of Imran arriving at a certain understanding that things we do, our actions, our words, they have consequences that outlive us or go to the farthest reaches that they possibly can, without at times us really even understanding what we've done. So his issues that he had, that his friend Arjun, played by Ritesh, had with him, that he just takes things lightly, and they have their issues, they have a past. He never really comes around to understanding that why his mother is so protective of him, and that one scene actually brings it all home. Really, in terms of the actual shoot of the scene, it was pretty much, the day was dedicated to it. Although it's not a scene that is there's not a lot of moving around. The geography is pretty static, with Nasir Bhai sitting at the window, me sitting on a little chair by the table. But there was so much going on emotionally in that scene. There was so much going on in terms of the revealing, I would say almost like the kind of peeling away the layers of who Imran really is, and this kind of boy who's seeking some kind of validation, seeking some kind of acceptance, to reach that point and for the audience to see it. And also for him to be disappointed at the end of that scene, for him to know that this search has led him to something that he really wasn't expecting. He thought that, his father would be happy to see him. He thought his father would hug him and hold him in his arms, and none of that happens. And in that moment, he has a serious realization that he has to change, that he has to be a better person, that he cannot allow himself to become this person that his father was. There's no judgment here in terms of, his father made his choices, and he is who he is. But at the same time, he doesn't want to be that guy. He doesn't want to have somebody come knocking on his door, how many ever years later, seeking some kind of an explanation because he feels that he's been wronged. So that scene was a very, very important scene. I feel very happy about the way it eventually all came together, because of many reasons. Of course, Zoya's direction, Nasir's incredible performance, and Carlos's great camera work. So there's a certain serenity in that scene, the way things are framed. It's absolutely there's no nonsense. It's not trying to trick you in any kind of way visually. You're just there. You're in the room with them, and you're seeing every facial take. You're seeing every grimace, every time the eyes well up, half smile. You can hear the breathing. So you're actually in the room with them, and it's a very, very intimate scene between two people, and it was an incredible scene to be part of. And yeah, that's all I can say about that scene.